Hey Nathan, it's Wednesday, August 13th. This Monday, the world learned that we had lost one of our most beloved comedians. Robin Williams had struggled with depression his whole life and eventually decided to end it. Of course, social media blew up with the news, followed by personal opinions and reminders of suicide hotlines. All I saw was an outpouring of sorrow and support and mentions of favorite movies. But I guess some took his death a little more selfishly, calling Robin Williams a coward or selfish himself. Which, by the way, we do not own Robin Williams or his life. He owes nothing to us, so it seems kind of odd to me to call him selfish in regards to what he does with his life. I understand those who are angrily upset at what he did. We're greedy people, and of course we wanted him to continue to make us laugh for the rest of his natural life. I mean, like I said, he was beloved. But the negative accusations from those who thought he just didn't handle his depression well enough reminds me of how little we all actually know about depression. So, of course, I'm going to do a Why Is It Wednesday on why we get depressed, as if I knew. Okay, so the thing is, we kind of don't know why humans get depressed. I mean, it's incredibly complicated and can't be answered with a simple, well, she's a pessimist, or he just needs to try harder to be happy. Depression is the manifestation of a problem, so it has multiple causes. Scientific hypotheses have attempted to divvy up these causes into 5 different categories: physiological, psychological, social, evolutionary, and from substance abuse. The physiological causes are simultaneously easy to acknowledge and hard to pin down. They're often termed as a chemical imbalance, but that is such a vague and generic description that it doesn't really help in finding a cause or developing a treatment. Since we are still just beginning to understand the brain, it's hard to diagnose the cause of someone's depression based on a chemical imbalance in their brain, although medications have proven to be one of the easiest solutions and can be very effective. Depression caused by psychological and social issues are often linked to a person's development. Psychological causes of depression are said to stem from a person's personality and view of self, which could be affected in childhood. Social causes could come from trauma as a child, such as abuse, instability in home life, or the experience of prejudice. The evolutionary aspect is interesting since depression is known sometimes to be hereditary. One of the many evolutionary ideas is that depression is actually a way of survival for aging hunters. If these older hunters began to feel marginalized by their decreasing skills, they became depressed, which would ignite sympathy from others, giving them a feeling of confidence and security. Kind of like a social defense mechanism. Depression is also linked to drug and alcohol abuse, but the abuse can either be the cause or just the tendency of someone with a different cause of depression. Either way, the use only increases the risk or worsens the depression. Whatever the cause or causes of an individual's depression are, what I think is the most important thing to remember is that depression is not a rational thing and it does not have a simple solution. Someone who takes their life due to being incredibly depressed knows what they're doing. Instead of saying, well, why didn't they just do this? We should be saying, how can we learn from this, increase our knowledge further, and help others who suffer? Nathan, we'll see you on Friday. Most people at least know someone who suffers from depression. If you'd like to share, what are your experiences with it? Have you seen a treatment that has worked or one that hasn't? Let's talk about it in the comments.